Hey guys, welcome back to Divinity 2 Original Sin. Oh, I said that wrong. Divinity Original Sin 2, that's right. I always want to call it Divinity 2, but there's actually a game called Divinity 2. Anyways, we're on our second episode here. Last time we escaped the prison ship.
Get rid of any trace of the old source
simple kind of tutorial level. We had to escape the Kraken's clutches. There was a sorceress who took her collar off and used some source powers to allow her to escape and try to take the ship down in the process. We don't really know what her reasoning was behind that, other than I'm assuming she wanted to escape. That sounds like a pretty good reason to me. Anyways, in this episode, it's kind of going to be a drawn-out episode. For those of you who know Divinity Original Sin 2, you'll know what I'm talking about. For those of you who are new to the game or haven't played much at all, you might not understand. And let me just go through the process with you real quick. Essentially, this episode is going to be running around, doing a lot of dialogue, picking up quests, and, stuff like that. Typical RPG stuff. But one thing that's different about Divinity Original Sin 2 that a lot of other RPGs have is there is no farming really in this game. The combat encounters are all set up. Once you do the combat, the people you kill, they're dead forever. There's no respawning enemies. You don't grind for levels. So you kind of have to plan stuff out a lot more, and there's a lot more stuff that goes into each quest. So I'm sure there will be a little bit of combat in this episode, but most of it will be dialogue and picking up quests. So I will probably put some kind of annotation in for combat if you want to skip around and watch the staff build work. And yeah, so let's get into it. First things first, we're going to go talk to the Red Prince and pick him up. Because I did say that he was going to be our traveling companion. Actually, let's talk to Trice first. This is the little girl who was on the boat with us.
Hey lady, it's a lot nicer here than that stinking boat, huh? I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me.
Oh, I will. I'm glad you survived. Yeah, that was the little girl that was arguing with the dwarf who told us to go back and rescue the other prisoners. She'll be in various other places on the island as we go along. And she was actually telling us about the Red Prince here so that we can pick up our first party member. And in this playthrough, our only party member. So we have to play nice with him. I'm not really a Red Prince fan, but I think he could be cool for this.
You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. His skin is of a bright, blood-red color. Could he be... Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep.
Hey, I'm glad you survived, buddy.
The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
I did survive, yes. And chances are I wouldn't have, had you not returned to the aid of your fellow passengers down in that dreadful hold. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Well, I was glad to help. It doesn't do to stand idly by when people are in danger.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further...
So, what are you doing here, standing on this rock?
I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was gazing out over the waves.
Well, that is obvious, but what are you thinking about?
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me. What do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean?
Well, as of last night, I see a kraken-infested wasteland, and I never want to go near it again.
Touché.
He looks out over the water once more, and so do you. A few tranquil moments pass as the waves lap against your thoughts.
As for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see an empire. I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces that formed my paradise. Lost.
That's rather specific. Why an empire?
Of course it's rather specific. Quite obviously, I'm musing over the very actual empire that I lost.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply offended, he stares at you with utter incredulity.
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am?
Red Lizard. That can only mean one thing. He's the notorious Red Prince.
The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror, the World-Tamer, the Spouse of the Sun.
Wow, that's a lot of titles. Must be straight up out of Game of Thrones.
Of course you know me.
Well, yeah, I'm a scholar.
There's a brief moment's pause, during which his grandiloquent pose deflates ever so slightly.
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that I find myself rather in between all-conquering and world-taming opportunities at the moment. The grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have.
Well, you could travel with me. Maybe I can even help you win your throne back.
Truly. A kind offer indeed. And you've already proven to be trustworthy enough. You came back for the others on that ship, after all. Fine.
It is true.
I accept. On one
Nice.
condition. For reasons I'll not disclose right now, it is imperative that I should meet with a dreamer. One of them, I've reason to believe one of them may be
Sorry, I
present
cut
on
you
this
off there,
island.
buddy.
Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing of my company.
All
Jolly
right, I
good.
promise.
So, now that that's settled, first things first. Even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, that our swords will be doing a lot of the talking from here on out goes without saying. As a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself, but I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic and, yes, even subterfuge. What say you?
Well, I was really looking for more of somebody who knows a little bit of magic.
Wizardry is embedded in my nature as deeply as the instincts to breathe and drink and mate. The dominion over fire suits me best, truth be told, but there is no school of magic I cannot master.
Well, that's perfect, because I was actually looking for somebody who can breathe fire. So, can you, be a wizard?
Very well. Onwards, then, to victory or death.
Well, I guess that settles it.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that wavers ever so delicately between courtesy and contempt.
Now, as you're aware, you'll be travelling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, Milord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so you won't be required to carry my belongings. Of course, there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but I'll see to it you'll pick up the rest as we go. So, without further ado, let us be off.
Okay, finally. Yeah, that's just an example of some of the dialogue in the beginning of the game here. Clearly, you can see that dialogue racks up a huge amount of in-game time, especially if you're trying to roleplay and not just click through everything. Now, when I play this by myself and stuff like that, I typically just click through because I've already read most all the dialogue for Act 1.
Those are the same beasts that sank our ship. Damn!
Oh,
They made it to the shore.
we better get them. Let's test out your fire abilities and let me beat them to death. He has Dragon's Blaze because he is a lizard. And he does not have Lone Wolf yet, so I'm going to have to get that as soon as possible. There we go. Kick a little rock up. Slowed him down, put him in oil, and now you're going to light them up. This is literally gonna kill him. Oh, maybe not. I really expected that to kill him. Poor Red Prince. Always try to practice the correct things. Even to kill this guy, gotta fortify up. And then I can move one. And I can't reach, I don't think. Oh, I can. Let's hit him. Knocked him down because he's got no physical armor. Move the Red Prince one. And we'll hit him with an ignition. It doesn't really do much damage, but as he scales his pyromancy, it will really get pretty vicious. Especially for only 1 AP. Alright. Hold. And burn to death. Easy day. And I can, he's not going to be able to get Lone Wolf until I think level 3? I forget what exactly the next level you get a Talon is.
Drowned and eaten by a void
3 or
broken.
4, something like that.
I wonder in which order.
Take all that. I can talk to him.
Stare at the slain
There we go.
beasts and comment that they must have been the cause of the shipwreck.
Let's just get out of here before any more of these things
They
show
didn't put
up.
up much of a fight. Dry land mustn't suit them.
Mustn't. I think they're more of a numbers game, Prince. The more of them there are, the more powerful the encounter. Also, we picked up this black cat. There's literally nothing in the game that tells you what you have to do with the black cat, but you will see what happens if you do that quest correctly. Nothing special. Just kind of a... I don't know if you would consider it like an Easter egg kind of thing. But Divinity always has stuff to do with cats. Divinity 1, there was, you know, wizards who turned into cats and followed you around and all kinds of weird stuff. Also, we're probably not going to do too much crafting in this, so if you're looking for a guide on crafting or anything like that, this is probably not the playthrough to be watching for that kind of material. Oh. Little known fact, there is a vine here. You can't do anything with it. If you try to climb it, you just fall. But it is useful later on when you access that area. You can jump down. I picked up that shovel, right? Yeah. Oh, also, I don't really need a shovel because I have the Red Prince, and one of the things that lizard men can do is dig without a shovel. Just like this.
One must put in due effort if one is to reap the proper reward.
I'm just buying a little bit of time before I head in, actually into Fort Joy. I guess I will put this on. Pick that up. Give it to the Red Prince. Sometimes I think the armors in this game look awful. Like that just looks silly on her. Like, I don't dislike the art style or anything, but like they could have made it look a little better on some of the characters.
I wonder where this leads.
This is Fane again. I'm not gonna talk to him. Don't really care. I can level up. I'm just kind of like messing around right now. I guess I'll go ahead. It's pretty simple to level up your staff character. You just put as many points as intelligence as you can. And as you can see, I actually gained 4 points. That's because with Lone Wolf, every point you put in gets doubled. So as you can see here, I have +3 from Lone Wolf. Once I confirm this, it'll say +6, I believe. Let's see. Intelligence. I get a combat ability. Or sorry, this is just... Yeah, this is combat abilities. I'm gonna go Hydrosophist. Hydrosophist. Something like that. Just because I need the ability that gives you the magic armor. And then I will also see. I won't need another point in thievery for a while, but I'm just gonna do it just for good measure. Keep ahead of things. Yeah, I'd like to confirm the changes, and then we'll level up the Red Prince. Let's see, he gets far out, man. That's all right. I mean, that's something I would have picked up anyways. But he needs to get Lone Wolf next so that he can start pumping up his stats. And he's also going to get intelligence. Although I'm actually only going to give him 1 intelligence, and then I'm going to give another point in memory so that he can start getting some more early game spells. Because one thing you'll notice is with casters in this game, they run out of skills super easily. And that's their only tool set, really. And I will give him Pyro. I want to get his Pyro max out as quickly as possible. And he can have... He's already got a point in War Master and Persuasion. I don't like to spread the civil abilities too thin, but I'm going to give him Bartering so that I can actually sell stuff with him. Confirm those. And move on. There is some stuff I can do over there. I am going to save that for a little bit. I'll probably run back this way later. Something over here. That's pretty good. I'll actually give that to him. I'm going to pick all this. Take all. Equipment. I'm gonna go like kind of mix between magic and physical armor because I want to be as well balanced as possible, because I'm also gonna buff myself with physical and magic armor, and he's mainly gonna be magic armor because he's gonna be as far away from people as he can be and lighting the ground on fire at all times.
Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent.
Okay,
Our
then.
Godwoken speaks.
Alright, jeez.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
I'm just gonna say that, you know, if they wanted to keep somebody in check, this is the way to do it.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She groans.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the Void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
It's like a really weird sound clip. Like every time I feel like they just dropped the volume to 0 and then let him continue talking.
We'll be needed elsewhere.
I wonder if Alexander believes the BS that he's talking.
The lizard
I think he
magister,
does.
or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
Harsh times require harsh measures.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
I guess you would think so. You are royalty. Ooh, Atusa's leg. I forgot that I could eat that other body part I picked up earlier. Like I said, I'm not used to playing as elves. I usually don't even take elves with me. Even though I like Sabille, I don't usually carry her around with me.
Your grift teaches you to bully others. Pathetic. Dear one, help me teach this beast. He must respect.
Respect? Huh. Someone's got to keep this place running. Griff can't do it for free. Why'd you gotta make this so hard?
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff, especially not one of you.
This sounds like a shakedown in disguise.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
Hey, if you touch a hair on her head, I'm not gonna stand by and watch.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks...
Alright. Alright. I see you don't care. You just got backstabbed, though, instantly. So, you know. Oh, see? Forgot to do my fortify right away. It's alright, I have plenty of things. There we go. And like I said, with this build, you're really not trying to apply the status effects like crippled or knocked down because you're not going to be able to anyways. It's just a matter of doing as much damage with your two-handed weapon as possible. He's almost dead. Let's hit her. Just put her in a giant puddle of oil. And then light her on fire. And that's it. Oh my goodness. What does she have? 1 health. Ridiculous. And he's done. Hey, don't hit her. Get out of here. Also, stabs have pretty decent range. So, that's always a nice thing. I will not be able to hit her. Oh, yes I will. Double kill. See? Overpowered.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first.
Okay.
I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
This is where you would be able to recruit Ifin if you wanted to. Of course, I'm not going to. Equip. I only say of course because I'm playing Lone Wolf, otherwise I would. Lone Wolf probably gets overutilized. I mean, it's kind of overpowered, and I honestly think it's harder to play with 4 people than it is to play a Lone Wolf character. But this is just to, you know, show how you can use a staff and get through the game. Because, like I said, people don't think that the staff is viable, and I'm telling you it is. Let's see. Oh, you can read these books and they teach you how to do certain things. But like I said, we're not going to be crafting too much, so I don't put too much stock in that. I'm going to talk to this chick. I forgot to talk to her. Magister Yarrow.
You there? Elf? I'm looking for an inmate. A smallish man, thick spectacles, prone to somewhat eccentric chatter. He wears a large bronze pendant with a dragon stamped into it. Have you seen him?
That's peculiar. No, I haven't seen anybody who looks like that.
Useless. It is a very important matter that I locate this Migo. Tell me if you hear mention of him.
Okay. It's kind of a weird guy to be looking for, don't you think?
He hasn't changed a bit. Oh.
So like I said, you'll be picking up quests. I'm going to end this episode here in a minute, but first we're going to talk to Gawain.
You've just arrived, isn't that right? Are you quite alone?
Why do you want to know?
It's just, I've a proposition. Something very worth knowing. But it's hardly a group affair. I only need one.
We're going to tell him that we're alone, just so that we can do this quest here. Go on. We're here alone.
In that case, listen up. You must think me mad to approach a stranger, but this camp is full of cowards and I'm running out of time. Fast. Too fast. Way too fast.
What are you planning?
I've been here a long time. Longer than anyone else. People get taken sometimes. Some folks say they get cured. I don't know if I believe it, and I don't want to wait and find out. I have a way out of here. It won't be easy, and I need a partner. Just one. Are you interested?
If it means getting off this island, I want to.
Had a gal. Who wouldn't? Finally, someone with a little sense around here. The plan's simple, completely foolproof. I have a spell that I can use to teleport you right out of here. I can't use it on myself, but with your help, we can both get out of here. There's an artifact that you can use to teleport me out of this place. Then I can use my spell to free you in turn. This item, though, it's in quite an unfortunate location.
So you want me to do your legwork for you?
What? You think I'm being lazy? No, this is sheer pragmatism. I already tried to retrieve the item, but I don't have the necessary skills. You see, I need someone who can handle themselves in a scrap. The item's within a crocodilian nest on a beach nearby. I'll mark the position for you.
Whoa, hey, crocodilians? How many?
Not enough to trouble a fine specimen such as yourself. Get that artifact, and you and I are as good as free. Go give those overgrown lizards what for.
Yeah, I'll try. Could be rough. I really don't want to go fight the crocodiles yet. Side note, people think that the crocodiles are a really rough fight, and they probably are for a newer player. I think the first time I played this, I died to them at least a couple of times. Now, I think they're super easy. In fact, I don't think there's any hard encounters in Act 1 whatsoever, as long as you play the game a certain way. Let's talk to the caged guy.
Leave him be. Don't make me say it again.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf.
This elf seems badly injured. Why are you holding him here?
This clown? Caught him stealing from my kitchen. Still won't say where he stashed my supplies. Sound like someone you'd let off with a slap on the wrist.
Are you sure he's the culprit?
Caught him red-handed trying to make off with a second crate after he took the first. Went down like a rent boy when we grabbed him. Easy.
What's this guy have? What's he stolen?
Supplies. Crate of food. Citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet.
How about this? I'll find the stolen supplies, and you'll free the elf.
All I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got yourself a deal.
Would you really kill a man over a few pieces of fruit?
Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy.
Alright, I'll go find your supplies.
Worse than war rations, these.
An elf, caked in mud and blood, looks up at you from the bottom of the cage. He holds his shoulder at a strange angle. Despite his condition, he appears eager for your attention.
You believe what he says? That I am a thief?
Well, I wouldn't put it past a guy like that to lock up whoever he likes.
Deceptive. Like most men behind bars, I'm innocent. Like most of us here on the island, in fact. Aren't you like me, looking for a way out?
Yeah. Do you know a way?
I do. I prepare it myself. One only has to follow the path. But you guess I need something too.
What do you have in mind?
I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out of here. I cannot die in this cage.
Sounds good for us both. I think I can agree to that.
Finally. Progress. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find who steals them. After I am free, you are free.
Do you have any idea who took the supplies?
I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks.
What were you doing snooping around his kitchen anyways?
I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, a potato or two. Nothing Griff should be loath to give. I need to escape, and I have people to consider. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. Listen, I'm gonna take a look around and see if I can find the supplies. Hopefully I can help you out.
Thank you. And hurry. Please.
Alright, that's it for this episode, guys. Next episode, we will tie up some of these loose ends, some of these quests we've started, and hopefully get into a little bit more combat. Maybe find those crocodiles. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Later, guys.